Hello again, viewers. This is Bevan with another Know Your Role review. Today we're looking at Galaxy Hunters, a game made by Daniel Alves and published by IDW Games. We'll be looking at the full Kickstarter edition, including the expansion New Ways to Hunt, as well as the Kickstarter exclusives. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Galaxy Hunters is a worker placement game for 2 to 4 players, 5 if you include New Ways to Hunt, in which players take on the role of mech pilots, ordered by corporations to seek resources and upgrade their mechs to take on mutants that threaten the system. Players will choose a pilot and a mech to control for the mission. The mechs are all unique with different max values for shields, ammunition, and energy represented by these colored cubes. They also have unique neural link locations to the pilots. Each pilot has 4 unique abilities, but the mech only has 2 neural links available. It gives a great replayability to the game because players can experiment with different pilot and mech combos. Players will also have an extra board with several different tokens representing the various resources. I don't particularly like this board design. The tokens shift too easily and it's too big on the table. I probably would have just made more tokens for each resource and have a pile of tokens, or maybe a pegboard or recessed board or something else. Like any worker placement game, the players have small ships that go to limited docking ports on each planet to acquire resources. You can also send your mech to a planet, but there's a much better use for them that I'll explain in just a moment. So these resources are then used to buy upgrades for the mech, which fit in these nice little hexagon tiles around your mech unit, pilot abilities, as well as some specialist cards, which all give upgrades and abilities to power up your mech. So why do you need your mech all nice and powered up? Well, the mutants, of course. These monsters are originally contained on their own planet, but soon start invading other worlds. You can technically visit an invaded world with your ships, but it takes 2 instead of 1, eating into your potential turns. Or you can send a mech in to fight. So combat in the base game is pretty straightforward and rather deterministic. Each mutant has an attack value and a defense value. The monster always hits for their attack value, in this case 2, either taking away shield cubes if you've got them, or causing structural damage, which costs points at the end of the game. Then the player will spend their energy and ammo cubes to activate their weapons and hits for the total attack value. So in this case, if I just use this rifle, 2 energy cubes and 1 ammo cube. This gives me 4 hits. If the attack meets or exceeds the mutant's defense, 3, it is defeated and you collect it for the rewards. If the mech wins, you get planet resources like normal, but you also get some credits, some reputation, some favor, and some DNA fragments. The reputation is important because it determines player order as well as some additional bonus points at the end of the game. The DNA fragments are collected and then they are turned in to score additional mission cards for even more points. That's the base game. If you choose to play with the New Ways to Hunt expansion, the combat is changed. Each attack point of the weapons now represents a dice that could hit. Or it could hit double and give you more dice, or possibly miss. It brings a totally different strategy, because now you can try to go for mutants with lower powered weapons and hope for critical hits, or you can go in overpowered and still potentially miss. The New Ways to Hunt expansion also adds this extra board to the player's mech layout, with new orange battery cubes that allow rerolls, a couple of ambassador tokens that can be sent to other planets with passive abilities if other players use those spots, as well as an option to use a miss dice from the combat to gain a small reward as compensation. And that is pretty much everything for Galaxy Hunters. As I mentioned in my unboxing video, the Kickstarter exclusives are just bonuses. There's 4 more mechs, 4 more pilots to consider, 1 new mutant race just to add a little bit more variety, and some corporation cards that give 1 more small unique bonus to players. There's nothing groundbreaking like another mode of play hidden here. So if you miss the Kickstarter and just pick up the retail copies, it's totally fine. However, I would definitely recommend grabbing New Ways to Hunt along with the core game. The way it completely changes combat from deterministic to dice throwing is a pretty significant option. I know there are many out there that hate post-choice randomness and would prefer the combat to be deterministic. No worries, the base game has you covered. But there are some that enjoy that spice of randomness, that tension of not knowing for sure if a combat will succeed. New Ways to Hunt is there to give that option. As for me personally, I actually like both options. I'll probably play with New Ways to Hunt more. I do tend to like a little bit more chaos in my games. Overall, Galaxy Hunters is a pretty good worker placement game. It's got solid mechanics, a great theme, and high production values. It's honestly not my favorite, but it's certainly better than the many farming-themed worker placements out there. Once again, this is Bevan from Know Your Role. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks again for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts by commenting below. If you liked what you saw and would like to see more, I'd appreciate the gesture of giving me a like and a subscribe. If you have suggestions for future videos, please let me know. And again, thanks for watching. May your table always be graced with a game, and always remember,